Hi, this is Brie, the Creative Minds Coach, and today I'm going to talk about how to stay motivated. Whether you're a painter, a photographer, writer, or any other creative, we all have one thing in common: our passion for creating. It's what drives us to keep going and keep creating. I'm going to discuss burnout and reigniting motivation and creativity later, but today I really want to talk about staying motivated and how to avoid creator burnout. Big thanks to subscriber John Norris for the suggestion, and I'll include a link to his work in the description. Thanks so much, John. So, how do we stay motivated? And here's the thing, most of the time we think we should address something when it's actually a problem. But I think the best time to think about it is before it becomes a problem and we find ourselves in that burnout space. So I'm going to suggest two things. One, watch this video from start to finish so you can have some initial ideas. And two, save it for digging into later so you can really assess where you're at. It will be worth it. So staying motivated looks a little different for everyone. So I'm going to ask you 3 questions and then also give you some helpful ideas in between. So question 1 is, how hard am I pushing myself right now? The world says, or we hear a lot, the world says pushing is good. We hear that, right? Sounds like hustle and grind and productivity. And here's the thing, I love feeling productive. I like having intervals of time where I'm really pushing myself out of my comfort zone, pushing myself to get more done or pushing to meet a deadline or just experience some growth. And one of these times for me that I experienced this was about a year ago when I was pushing myself to complete my own personal photography exhibition. And I was a beginning photographer, so I hadn't totally learned how I wanted to quite finish up my images to present them to the world. So I decided to block off about a week's time so I could push myself to just get it done and think about it all in one space. I gave myself small breaks in between during that time. But here's the key. I planned to give myself a couple of days break afterwards so I could recover mentally, physically, and creatively. And that was really helpful because I was able to de-stress and re-energize my creative brain. Something else that can help us is to understand our limits for stress and know in what ways we can ease that during the times we push ourselves. So tell me some ways that you do this in your creative practice. I like yoga, meditation, with or without music. Some small, physical preventative stress relievers can really be amazing. Also, I want to tell you some phrases to clue in on where you might be pushing your brain to stress and burnout. One is, I have to get this done. And another is, this needs to be perfect. More on perfectionism later. Okay, number 2, am I having fun? If you're having fun, so great. If you're not having fun, maybe you're in a pushing phase, or maybe you could just use a creative boost. Maybe you're bored. Maybe it's been a while since you experimented or played with your art. Maybe try a new technique. That seems interesting. What about creating a project? Sometimes we find it's really motivating to start a new project or reach for a goal. And also, I want to know if you could actually infuse a little more fun into your creative practice. Try listening to music or a different kind of music. How about dance? Here's the thing. Move your body, shake a little, let loose. It's really important to get that into our bodies. Either way, find some new ways to spice things up for yourself. All right, number 3, I call this, who are your people? Meaning, who are your go-to people that can be your cheerleaders and inspire you? There are 3 types of relationships that you may want to consider cultivating: close friends, community, and mentors. And all of these have something to offer that can keep you motivated. And it's also really powerful work to motivate ourselves and be our own cheerleaders. But it's also amazing to surround ourselves with others that can do the same for us. And guess what? You can include me on this one, because even though I might not totally know you, I'm actually still completely cheering for you. And my last suggestion is to limit as many obstacles to creating as possible. What gets in your way? Eliminating even one small obstacle can make a difference in keeping the motivation up. So, know your limits, have fun, and surround yourself with people that can cheer you on. You got this. And before I go, I would just like to invite you to subscribe to my email list and join me in my creative circle. And you will be able to access free, secret, subscriber-only videos where I teach you even more in depth. You can join by clicking on the link that I've included in the description. So, see you next week when I talk about perfection. See you then. Bye.